I have an unexpected new favourite Hallmark Christmas film. There are a few that I really love. I never thought they'd be replaced with a new favourite. But The Mistletoe Inn, the 2017 film directed by Wright, is amazing. And I absolutely love it. And I have to say, I'm biased. It's about a writer or an aspiring novelist. I am a fiction writer. Instantly it spoke to me. But just everything about this, I absolutely loved. So our protagonist was portrayed by Alicia Witt, who I love. She's done a lot of films like this, and I always find that when she is one of the protagonists, I'm a pretty big fan. She plays a character called Kim, who wants to be an author, but who still hasn't even finished her first book. And she decides to go on this writer's retreat for 5 days at the Mistletoe Inn. And when she's there, she meets an interesting character called Zeke, who is played by David Alpay. And part of the story is about her trying to find her voice as a writer, and part of it's the traditional Hallmark will they, won't they relationship development between Kim and Zeke. As a writer, I love that it's centered around writing, and it actually does. There are quite a few films like this, including some by Hallmark, where the protagonist is a writer, but it's kind of a an unnecessary bit of information because the actual film itself doesn't really incorporate writing that much. But this one, it's all about writing. We get to go to the writing workshops. We get to hear the writing process for the main characters and listen to the struggles that they face. And I have not been this inspired by a film in a couple of weeks. Because I watched Kirstie Alley in Right and Wrong, which was amazing. But apart from that, I haven't been this inspired to get over a plot hole or overcome some writer's block in a long time, and I absolutely love it. Kim as a character is very likeable. She's very self-aware. She knows that she's not a successful, accomplished writer. And what I love most about her is how she takes rejection. She doesn't handle it well. And I love that, because that's the reality of working in the arts and getting hard criticism. And it's so difficult to deal with, particularly when you've worked hours and hours and hours on something and it's not received as being perfection, even though, of course, nothing ever would be. There is a supporting character, Samantha, who I really liked. She's played by Lucie Guest, and she and Kim become quite good friends at Mistletoe Inn. And I think she was definitely necessary for helping Kim to have somebody to offload onto. Usually with Hallmark films, and any kind of rom-com film, it would be the guy that they'd offload onto, and that's how their relationship would develop. But actually, I really liked her as a supporting character. There is something that's supposed to be a bit of a mystery here. I don't want to go into too much detail, but basically there's a guest speaker, an author who Kim really likes, and he has never been seen in public before. He is anonymous, he writes under a pseudonym, and they're trying to work out who he is, if he's even at the conference already. But I will say that I worked out who he was the second this person was first kind of featured in the film. Whether he was prominently featured or just in the background and somebody points him out, I'm not going to tell. But I worked out immediately. So that big reveal of who he was kind of I saw coming from, within the first 20 minutes of the film. But because I wasn't watching this for a mystery film, it really didn't detract from the quality of it. I absolutely adored it. It's not the most Christmassy in the sense that it's not full of Christmas carols, and there are a lot of beautiful decorations, but people aren't rushing out to buy Christmas gifts or anything like that. So if you're looking for absolute festive fun, this isn't necessarily it. But if you're a writer looking for something inspiring and festive to a certain degree, I think you'll absolutely love it. It is maybe the best Hallmark film that I've seen. Not necessarily from a technical perspective or the development of the narrative or how intricate it is, because there are some that are incredible. That one with Candace Cameron Bure that involves time travel was amazing, the name of which I can't remember. But I absolutely love it. If you're looking for a Christmas film to watch, The Mistletoe Inn is a perfect choice.